Hi guys, so today I'm going to be telling you all about my pros and cons of living in Florida. I know a lot of people watch my, moving to Florida video and why I moved to Florida. So I thought I would do a follow-up video on my pros and cons of living in this state. We do have a sponsor today. It is HelloFresh. HelloFresh is a meal delivery service. It just makes everything so easy for you to make either dinner for you and your significant other, or even you and to have leftovers for the next day, or you and your family. It's really flexible, and if you know me, I've used HelloFresh so many times in the past, and I've been a paying customer of them, so I can say from the customer end of things, I've always been happy with them. And their food is really good, and they give you a lot of options on the website. The website's very easy to use. So what I love about HelloFresh is the meals are easy, they're convenient, and they have everything you need. They send you all of the ingredients, which leaves almost zero waste. I think all of their packaging is recyclable too. So I just like it. It's very convenient. The meals are delicious. They have different options too. They have like calorie smart options, which is what I got. They have like vegetarian options, family style. They have a lot of different boxes that you can kind of customize to your own needs. The other night I actually made this delicious dish. It was a rainbow Thai noodle toss is what it was called. It looked like this, and it was so delicious. It was so easy. I'm not even kidding. This probably took me 15 minutes to make. And it was just so easy, and it was different because I would never probably put something like that together on my own, but they just make it so easy, and you can try new recipes, or you can try recipes that you like. One of my favorite things about HelloFresh is that you can skip weeks. So if you think it's like becoming too much, or you're gonna be away, or you just want to do it 1 week out of the month, you can skip the rest of the weeks. You can skip as many weeks as you want. I really like that. You're not tied into something, and it gives you a lot of flexibility because people's lives need to be flexible. Also, I will mention their customer service is incredible. Like if you ever have an issue, I know one time I got the wrong thing or something like that, and they always correct it and then some. Like they always go above and beyond to make sure you're happy at the end of the day, and I really like that about a company. So you guys can use my code. It's MEGCAT12, and that will get you 12 free meals across your first 4 HelloFresh boxes. And if you'd like more details, I will have the link in the description below for that. All right, on to the video. I'm going to be doing my pros and cons of living in Florida. I have been living in Florida for, I want to say 5 years now. I've been living here a while, and I feel like I at least know my part of Florida, which is Central Florida, pretty well. I live near Tampa Bay, and I really love it. So I'm going to start with the pros, and I would definitely say the weather. I mean, I'm a New England girl. I was born and raised there, but the weather is amazing, and a lot of people say it's so hot, it's so humid, but I don't feel that way. I feel like everywhere has its own weather, ups and downs. If you go to New England, you're gonna have snow for a long period of time in the winter. So here it's sunny almost all year long. The only months I would say to avoid going to the beach is like July and August. And honestly, I don't think the humidity is as bad as people say it is. Like I remember going home to Massachusetts in the summer, and not a lot of people have central air there, that I know at least. So you're just sitting in the humidity, sweating your butt off all day. And we used to just have like an AC unit in our window in our bedroom. So that was like the only time you kind of got to relax and have a little bit of cool air during the summer. So I don't feel like the humidity is that bad here. It definitely is in July and August. It's a little on the humid, hot side. And you wouldn't want to be sitting outside roasting in the sun, because that's another thing about the beach is in August the water heats up, so it's not even refreshing to go in the water, in my opinion. I mean, some people go to the beach in August, but I just don't choose to do that. You totally can, but that's just my opinion. But the weather here is amazing. I just think people overplay the humidity so much. I don't think it's that bad. But central air is a necessity in Florida. We've had our air conditioning go out a couple times, and that was devastating to say the least. I have to speak only for my area, but there is so much to do here. I live in Pinellas County, and there's just endless amount of things to do. There's bars, restaurants, you can go to the beach, you can go, there's just different things. There's things I would never be able to do in Massachusetts. There's like zip lines you can do. There's just so much to do all the time, which I love. And it just makes, you know, living your life a lot more fun when it's not like doing the same thing every weekend. At least for me, that's what I like to do. Just a lot of activities, and there's always new stuff popping up too. It's crazy. Another thing I like about Florida, at least when we moved here, it was relatively inexpensive. It still is in comparison to like the Northeast. I'm sure it's still is in comparison to like California, but right now the housing market is like insane. Like I would not buy a house right now. I would wait until and see if the market readjusts itself, but it's just the market right now is crazy. Like 2 years ago, we bought our 3-bedroom, 2-bath house for under $200,000. So in my opinion, we couldn't have gotten anything like that in Massachusetts. So I still think it's, you know, on the less expensive side to live in Florida as opposed to a bunch of other places. But for like the weather and the amenities that you get living here, I would definitely say that you're getting a lot for your money here in Florida. Another thing I like about Florida is it's a big state, and there's a lot of places you can visit and do like staycations. So you could go 4 hours and you're in Miami, or you could go across 4 hours and you're in St. Augustine, and we've done that, and it's amazing. And you can just like go for the weekend and drive back, and like there's obviously you can do that anywhere, but it's just cool to be able to see a lot of different places that people vacation, and it's in your home state. Like I really like that about Florida. In general, my last pro about Florida that I can think of right now is that people in general just seem to be happier and a little bit more friendly. I am from Massachusetts, so I think they're kind of known for being a little bit more standoffish up there. I know a lot of people who visit are like, oh my gosh, people are so rude in Boston, and that can be true. It definitely can be true. So I think down here it's a little bit refreshing that people seem to just be like nicer in general, but the weather probably has something to do with that too, because Boston weather can be pretty miserable sometimes, so I don't blame them for being cranky. I was cranky too. I get it. I totally understand. So let's jump into the cons, because there are some cons and they're not deal breakers for me, but just giving you the information. The hurricanes here, they can be scary. We've never had an issue on the Gulf Coast because there's not too many times that it like, I don't remember the last time that a hurricane hit like the Tampa area really bad, but the other coasts, it's a little more sketchy, and like towards Miami it can be a little more sketchy, and the Keys always get like hit with hurricanes. So I like living on the Gulf Coast because I don't really worry too much during hurricane season, but there are, you know, there is a risk. Sometimes it's gone up the middle of the state, so you just don't know. And I remember in 2017 we were supposed to get hit really bad with Irma, and then it hit like Naples really bad instead, and like we were really glad it didn't, you know, come for us, but it was definitely scary. And I mean, the house that we bought has been around for a long time, and it's concrete blocks, so we're not like too worried about, you know, it falling down or anything, because it's been here for a really long time. But yeah, I mean, there's always that threat of a hurricane, but we had blizzards in Massachusetts and they would knock our power out for a couple days sometimes. So I don't really think of it as too different, but potentially something bad could happen, I guess, in a hurricane. Another thing I don't like about Florida is the rainy season, but again, it's not a deal breaker for me. I would much prefer that over like snow and shoveling my car out and all of that. And our rainy season, I don't know like the exact time frame, but I know in August it rains almost every day. It will rain for like a little while, and then it will get sunny, and then it will rain again. It's like scattered thunderstorms, and that's like almost every day in August. Like you can't like plan anything fully outside without a chance of rain. So that I don't really care that much about, but that could be a con for you. But like, yeah, rainy season, hurricane season, it's kind of the same thing. The drivers down here are scary. That's another con. The drivers are really fast, and on major highways too, that people will just like, they'll completely tailgate you. They don't usually use their blinker. They don't do actual inspection stickers down here, so a lot of people are driving, taking time bombs, and you will see people leave their cars on the side of the highway and just leave them there. So I think a lot of people break down because they don't fix things that probably need to be fixed. There's a lot of accidents, but yeah, just the major highway driving can be a little more scary, but Boston traffic was really bad too, so. But yeah, it's just like the reckless driving that bothers me. People are just so fast and they don't use their blinker and it's just dangerous. But obviously not everyone drives like that, but Florida is like notorious for that. So that can definitely be a con, especially if you have to commute like pretty far, you know. I would say my last con, and it's a pretty big one if you're against any of this, is the insects and the alligators. So there are insects here, and I don't personally think that the mosquitoes are worse, because we had pretty bad mosquitoes up in Mass too, but I have arachnophobia, and I have seen some very, very large spiders here. Like, when I say very big, I'm saying look up a huntsman spider, and you'll know what was in my garage when we moved in. I found, I think like 3 or 4 of them over the years, and it's terrifying. And I killed them all with a Swiffer. I'm just saying, there are bigger bugs here. You're gonna see palmetto bugs, you're gonna see spiders, you're going to see snakes. And when we moved in, there was a 3-foot long black snakes, and it scared the crap out of me because they would just be in the backyard and they would like slither off. And when I googled it and looked into it, they're actually harmless. They wouldn't bite. I don't think they would bite you, but they're harmless and they're like afraid of people. So but they are scary looking. So like a lot of things in Florida are scary looking, but they're not so bad. Like I said, I've seen like 3 or 4 spiders that were like actually terrifying, and that's been since I moved here. I have seen a couple snakes. I did see one rattlesnake, which actually are dangerous, and that was at like a state park. So they kind of put signs and they're like, just watch when you're going through trails, you might see one, but I've never like had an encounter with a dangerous snake. I have had an encounter with an alligator, and I just want to tell you guys, because I don't think a lot of people know this, but most fresh water in Florida has alligators in it. So I mean, you should just assume that if you see like a retention pond or if you see a lake, there's probably an alligator in it. So I didn't know that before. I kind of thought, I don't know, they were like only in the Everglades. I don't know what I thought, but they're the Florida gators, you know what I mean? Like they're in Florida. So I think if you have like a fear of that, or if you wanted to live on a lake with like a little dog, it's probably not the best idea. But yeah, I mean, you just don't walk by like the edge of a lake with your dog, or in general, and you should be okay. There's some people that will go swimming in like Florida lakes, and they'll just go boating and jump off and like swim. And it's just like, that's, to me, that's a little different than like going swimming in the ocean, because you're like in a much smaller body of water with a large predator. So I don't know, I have actually been in the water. I went on this tubing thing. They told us, you know, we probably wouldn't even see any gators, and if we did, they would just be like little baby ones. And so we weren't like worried about it, and they said like no one's ever been attacked or anything like that. So they were like, you're most likely not going to see an alligator. And so we took the tubing trip, and sure enough, there was like an alligator like 20 feet away from us at one point, and it scared the crap out of us. It was like 6 feet long. So I wouldn't recommend going and like swimming or like tubing in fresh water. Like I might kayak in fresh water. I feel a little safer in a kayak, even if it might not be. But yeah, you just have to, if you're in fresh water, you just have to be aware. Not saying that alligator attacks are common, but they could happen. And I just wouldn't put myself in a scenario to go and swim in a lake in Florida. That's just my opinion on it. If you want to do that, that's on you. You're totally welcome to do what you want. But so that's it for my pros and cons of living in Florida. That's all I can think of today. I'm sure there's more, but I hope that helps you guys, gives you a little information if you're just curious on what you know, what some things that are great and what, you know, what are some things that aren't so great. But yeah, if you guys have any questions about anything, if you're curious about anything, just leave me a comment down below and I will try to answer you as fast as I can. But thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.